All right, welcome back. We're now going to talk about the ISO 27000 series. I don't know why. Every time I hear that, I think of Space Odyssey and the misbehaving robot. Boy, they sure could have used this security model to help them with the robot. But anyway, again, I digress. This is a widely referenced and discussed security model. It does establish controls. In fact, it has about 133 different controls built into the model. Each of the sections within this particular standard has several objectives, controls relevant to those objectives, and implementation guidance, and some other information that are associated with it. There's been a bit of controversy with this particular model as well. Many countries did not originally adopt it. These included the United States, Germany, and Japan. They had 5 different, claims of flaws. You can see the first 3 listed here. And part of this led to there were some competing standards out there already, and there was some question, is this really adding anything there? This has shown you the kind of 5 big claims that they have about it. But having said that, it is out there, it is available, folks are using it. Well, let's go and look at the sections, and then we'll look at the kind of methodology associated with that, and then some of the controls, okay? So here's a list of some of the sections that are associated in the ISO 27000. You have security policy, organization for information security, asset management, human resource security, physical and environmental security, communications and operations management, access control, and then the acquisition, development, and maintenance of information systems. You've also got information security incident management, business continuity management, and compliance. And as you kind of go through those topics, you should be going, wow, we've talked about that in this course. We've covered that. And there's some that we haven't yet. But they are part of your book and part of the ISO 27000 series. When you start looking at the 27000 series, it uses a InfoSec or a computer security management system where you plan, do, check, and then act. That's kind of their loop that they're using within this particular model. And we're going to take each one of these and spend a slide on it and talk a little bit about what that means. So we'll start off with plan. During the plan, you're going to define the scope of the InfoSec management system, define your policy that governs that InfoSec management system, define approaches to risk assessment. How are you going to go out? Are you going to do business impact analysis? What approach? Are you going to do a SWOT analysis? What's your approach to risk assessment? Identify those risks, assess them, and then evaluate options for the treatment of the risk. Wow, this is starting to sound like your final a little bit, isn't it? So look at what the options are, do some assessment of those options by some criteria, some analysis. Anyway, once we identify and evaluate the options for addressing the risk, we're then going to put in some control objectives and controls, and then prepare a statement of applicability. Who does this actually apply to? All right, so you got the beginning phase. Remember, we're in a plan, do, check, and act cycle. We've just covered the plan cycle, so let's move and look at the do cycle. So during the do cycle, we're going to formulate a risk treatment plan, implement that plan, implement the controls, do some training and awareness, and hopefully some education, and then manage the ongoing operations and resources that are allocated to those operations. And then you're going to have some abnormal stuff happen, some security incidents, and you want to be able to detect and respond effectively to those security incidents. So we previously discussed the plan phase. We just discussed the do phase, and what we're going to do now is move into the check phase. So during the check phase, what we're going to do is execute our monitoring procedures. So we're monitoring, those operations that we put into place during the do phase. We're going to do regular reviews of effectiveness, review the level of residual and acceptable risk to the entire program, do some audits against ourselves, and then do a regular managerial review of that information security management system and record actions and events that could impact it. So you've started with planning, you then implemented it, now you're checking that actual implementation, and that only leaves the last step, and that is to act. And during the act phase of the InfoSec management system, you're going to implement improvements. Hopefully there are continuous improvements taking place. Take corrective and preventive action as needed. Apply lessons learned through a after-action report process. Communicate those results and ensure improvements to achieve objectives. And then you loop all the way back around, and you're back into planning again. And so this is a continuous loop of plan, do, check, and act. You're applying this against each of those previous sections that we talked about. And when you start to look at the series itself and this kind of overarching model, you can see some of the standards that have been built into it. Now, this is pulled from your textbook, and your textbook went to print in 2010. And so there may be some additions here. You can Google or Bing to see if additional guidelines have been added. And this actually concludes this video that looked at the ISO 27000 series. And what we're going to do next in the next video is look at NIST and its security model. So thanks for joining me, and look forward to talking with you in the next video.